Okay, hello and welcome to a new video. Today I'm doing a sketchbook page of the male MC from the new game Ananta, I think is how you say it. It comes out hopefully next year. My day job revolves work around games, so I'm very well aware about how much game studios will often say that a game's gonna come out, this time period, and then it doesn't. So it says supposedly it'll come out next year. I'm really hoping that it comes out in the earlier half of next year and not like December 2026, because then I feel like that doesn't even count as saying, oh, it comes out next year. No, it basically comes out in 2027 at that point, but it does look pretty cool. I've heard that they're maybe thinking about releasing it in like June, I think it was June or July. I've seen multiple people say that on Twitter and stuff, but obviously these are just leaks on Twitter or something, shouldn't take them seriously, but I do hope that is true, because I'd like to play a game sooner than later. That being said, I did draw the male MC for the male MC for this one, because we don't know what the female MC really looks like yet. I know a lot of people thought that the game wasn't gonna have a female MC, but it is. I think like one of the creators behind the game did an interview recently, which they confirmed that there will be a female MC, we just haven't seen them yet. And they also said that the game is still kind of early, so some things might change in the game from what we see now. Which leads me to believe that I'm assuming the game will probably come out in the second half of 2026, since they're still making adjustments like that. But I'm still hoping that's more like, at the halfway point of 2026. I don't think it'll be in early 2026, but I'm hoping in the halfway point of 2026 would be really nice. But yeah, I've been watching a bunch of TikToks of people who have edited, and created like little fan edits of the commercial and the gameplay so far that we've seen. So that's pretty exciting. The male MC, I love the male MC. I think I heard that the male MC and the female MC won't really have much differences between the two. I think it's just like small dialogue changes and stuff, but it sounds like they're basically going to be like the same character, which is pretty exciting because I love it. Because I swear, like in Genshin, when Genshin came out and they had like their anime game, like the protagonist in Genshin is like fine, but I feel like when they then came out with Honkai, I think they had way more fun with the protagonist, because I remember just like loving the protagonist so much more because they had like so much of like a personality and like a funny personality and stuff. Like it was great. Like it felt like it had more personality to it. And now in Ananta, I see that they went the same exact route, and I am so happy about that because the MC looks so funny. All the little poses and facial expressions he does, it's just so entertaining. He looks like he has like an actual personality, and like he'll be like kind of fleshed out and stuff. So it's like super exciting to see. I really hope that they don't drop the ball on that. But it does look pretty exciting. I really like the way their little personality shown or whatever. So far from what I've seen, it looks pretty nice. I am well aware that we obviously shouldn't jump the gun. We've only seen a trailer, and they have shown gameplay, which I think is actually pretty good. I don't like it when games don't ever show gameplay in their trailers, because I'm like, that's like a red flag to me that you're not showing off your gameplay. But that being said, I do know that it is very easy to hide gameplay features that are broken or don't work, because I've had to do it myself. So it's definitely much easier to do. So I'm hoping that when it gets released, it's released in a good state and not super buggy. This is from the same game studio that made Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals? Yes, Marvel Rivals, if I remember correctly. And I've never played Marvel Rivals. Why is that so hard to say? Marvel Rivals? I've never played that game, but because I'm not like hugely into superheroes or anything, and also that style of game. But I have heard that the game is like super good, so it sounds like they have a good track record. So I'm hoping that this next game will also be good, just like Marvel Rivals was. But yeah, the game looks like a blend of GTA and Spider-Man, which is pretty interesting. I think like it definitely looks pretty fun. I think I've played both of those games. I played GTA when I was like in like high school or something, and it was like fine, but I don't think I ever even did really the story. I just drove around and had like a fun time driving around. But Spider-Man is pretty interesting. I remember seeing so many comments online of people saying that they're gonna get lawsuits or copyright strikes or whatever, like lawsuits about that or whatever. Which for starters, the studio that's making this game is, I'm pretty sure, owned by Sony. So obviously Sony knows about the game, and like obviously they're fine about it. I'm also not sure. I don't know, because I know in games you can technically patent mechanics, but I also do know that I think that patent depends, because sometimes you can patent mechanics and sometimes it's more like you can patent a mechanic, but it's not necessarily the mechanic that's patented. It's like the actual code that was used to make the mechanic work that's patented. So as long as you don't do like a one-for-one copy of like the original code that they use, it should be fine. And there's like a ton of ways to code the same thing, so it's not like an end of the world kind of issue. But also some people said that like GTA or Rockstar would try to file a lawsuit against it. I don't know. I mean, from what I've seen, I don't really think so. Like the concept of what GTA plays as like is not anything new. Like an open world with like all these things, like that's nothing revolutionary or like special. I mean, it was like at the time, but like nowadays it's really not. There are a ton of games like that, so I really don't think I assume it wouldn't cause any issues. But I really like how they're going with the anime style. I've noticed that recently, like the Genshin Hoyoverse, like Hoyoverse, when they released all of their games, I feel like that was like the first one that I feel like really went viral, at least for me, from what I remember, because I remember it went viral during COVID. And it was like an anime style, and I had never seen like 3D anime before, like a 3D anime style, I don't think, and especially not in like a video game. So I was like, whoa, I remember what that drove me to the game, because originally I was watching Rin Spirit art. I found her around this time because I think she was like really blowing up around this time on YouTube, and she was starting to draw fan art for that game. And then like after watching a couple of her videos, I was like, what is this game that she keeps drawing fan art for? So I downloaded it. I was at a friend's house who lives like in the middle of nowhere, so his Wi-Fi was absolute dog shit. So it took literally like a whole day to download that game, because that game is so big on my phone. On the computer, it's even bigger. I swear to God, nowadays I need to buy like a separate hard drive just for Hoyoverse games, because they take up so much space. I remember I asked my dad, I was like, Dad, this is what I want for Christmas. I was like, I want a new hard drive. I need like another one to store all these games that are coming out, because like so big, like 200 gigabytes. It's insane. But anyways, yeah, so when I downloaded the game, I was like, wow, I really like that style. And then Hoyoverse came out with the other game, like Honkai Star Rail, I think it was. Yeah, that was the next one. And that one I liked it more than Genshin. Like that's definitely my favorite one out of all of them. I just love the characters. I love everything about the game. It's like great. I haven't played it in a while. I really want to play it again. And then there's Zenless Zone Zero. I played it a little bit at launch, but I don't know. I was like a huge fan of the game at the time. Also, I'm much more of like these like character-driven games. I love character-driven games because I really get attached to characters and stuff, but I really only get attached to male characters. And at the time, the game was really only had like female characters and stuff, so I kind of didn't have as big of an interest. But it's been out for a while, so I've been thinking about giving the game another go and seeing if I like it some more and stuff, and see more, because I feel like out of all three games, like I feel like Honkai's pretty popular. I feel like it was kind of from the start. Genshin is obviously still popular. I feel like I don't hear about Zenless Zone Zero as much, even though I get a lot of like Hoyoverse games on my TikTok all the time. So I'm not sure if that just means like in general it's less popular, or maybe I just didn't see it on my feed a lot. But yeah, I definitely want to try that game again, see if it's still good. But then after that, I saw Wuthering Waves came out. I've never played the game, but it looks pretty interesting. I think I don't know. I know the MC is named Rover, and that's kind of all I know. Oh, I think you can also like switch between the male and female MC like whenever you want. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all I really know about it. I don't know if it's like how similar it is to Genshin, but I do know that it has the same anime style, which I think is pretty interesting. Because you had that game, so you had the Hoyoverse games come out, and then you have Wuthering Waves come out, which I think came out before Zenless Zone Zero, and now you have the Ananta game coming out in a similar anime 3D style fashion. And I'm like, I'm starting to notice a trend. So I wonder if there'll be some more games over the next couple of years to come out like in that art style. And honestly, I would love that, because I love this art style so much. So I would have no problem with more games coming out in this art style. I would appreciate it so much. I think this art style is like so pretty. I love it so much. And then there's also that game Reverse 1999. I had never played that game. I only heard about it when it was first coming out on like mobile and stuff, and I just feel like I haven't heard about it since. But I think it had something to do with time travel. I should really like download that game and try it, because I'm really into like time travel and stuff. So I feel like I'd probably like it. It's just kind of weird to me that like I haven't really heard much about it, even though it follows a similar style, I think, from what I can tell. But anyways, that's right. I was going to say originally we were talking about the MC, that he totally looks like a blend of Danhong and Sealis, I think is how you say his name, from Honkai. Definitely looks like their child or whatever, which is adorable. He does also look like Rover. I've heard people say they look like Rover. I'm like, yeah, he does look like Rover. So it's pretty interesting. But it's kind of funny that he looks like a very stereotypical anime protagonist MC, which I think is kind of funny. But I did also hear that there will be no character gacha mechanics. I know some people online say there's no gacha mechanics. No, there's still gacha mechanics. It's just no character gacha mechanics. As from my understanding, there is gacha mechanics, but the gacha mechanics are for clothes, which is pretty interesting. I think overall, I do like that, because personally, I don't know. I don't think I really like gacha mechanics. I mean, I don't think anyone likes gacha mechanics, but I definitely don't like them in characters, because it just feels so much more annoying. I was like, oh, I didn't get the character in like the banner, so now if I want to get it again, I mean, like realistically speaking, you kind of have to wait for the banner for them to come back on a banner, and that's just like really annoying to deal with. Like I don't want to deal with that all the time. Like it's just so annoying. I feel like gacha mechanics for characters is just like the worst type of gacha mechanic, but this one will be for clothes. So I'm not 100% sure if the clothes would have some sort of gameplay impact, because then I think that would be a little bit more annoying. Like if it's something like stats, it's like, okay, whatever. But if it's something like it adds like a whole new attack or something, or ability or something that you can do, I feel like that'd be annoying. Probably not. I don't think that's as annoying as having to roll for characters. I'd still much prefer the clothes, but I am a little skeptical, because I do know like it's gonna be a free game, which like, okay, I I know like a lot of people are excited it's a free game, and like sure, like I'm also excited that it's a free game, but like there's gonna be transactions. So they have to make the money back somewhere. So there's definitely gonna be tons of microtransactions. So I'm just very curious about like if the clothes will only be an aesthetic thing, or if they'll also like add something to the game. From what we've seen so far in the trailer, the main character swapped clothes around a lot, and it didn't seem like it really changed much, if anything, about the gameplay. So I'm leaning towards the fact that it'll all be aesthetics. That being said, I'm really hoping that it's more like, I don't know, maybe like whole outfits, or just like something where it's not like ridiculously difficult to get an outfit, you know? Like I remember in what's that game? Like I think it's called like Nikki or something. It's like this dress up game basically. It's like a gacha game, but like a dress up game. Like you build like all these dresses or whatever. And I heard that the gacha system for like that to actually like do all the dresses and the clothing and like get like a whole outfit or whatever is like absolutely ridiculous. So I'm really hoping it doesn't end up like that. I have heard that Marvel Rivals has like a ton of microtransactions, but you know, I'm fine with microtransactions as long as they don't feel like super annoying and like forced into the game, because then I can just like ignore it. It's like, okay. That's kind of what I do for character banners in games like Genshin stuff, is I really only pull for obviously characters I'm interested in. So since I'm really only ever really usually interested in the male characters that come out, that does mean that if there's ever a banner with like a female character, I'm like, oh, I get a break. I don't need to worry about spending any gems or whatever this time. So that's nice. But yeah, I'm really hoping that it's not super intrusive, and I'm totally fine. I think if it's just going to be an aesthetic thing, because like, you know, if I miss it, it's like, okay, like I think it's less annoying to miss out on getting an outfit than it is to get a character, because the character unlocks like so much stuff in a game, like in Genshin stuff, where it's like a whole new attack pattern, a whole new attack skill. You also like so many things in Genshin have been added, where now it's like you can also like do like these special events or something with like specific characters to get to know them better. So that's pretty, you know, it's like it's really annoying to miss out on that, and then you can't, you know, there's no easy way to get the character. If you miss it, you have to pay to be able to roll again if you don't have time to just naturally collect gems in the game, or you have to just wait for it to come back in the banner, and that's definitely really annoying. I would definitely much prefer the clothes. So I think that's going to be really exciting. I think that'll be really interesting to see, because if the game does well and it rolls on clothes and stuff, like the gacha mechanic is built around clothes, I wonder if more games that come out in this style will continue to do the character gacha system, or if they're going to go for like an aesthetics like clothes gacha system. Because it's true that like characters do take a while, and meanwhile like clothes, because like characters you have to like do all this balancing, you have to design a character, like it takes a ton of work. But like clothes, you could definitely, you know, design like a ton of clothes pretty quickly, and then you model them. Like it's definitely way easier to make a bunch of clothes. So I imagine you might be able to make more money off of just having people roll for clothes than anything else. But I guess we'll see what happens. Besides that, it is going to be a live service game. Obviously, I assume free to play gacha mechanics, but for clothes, you know, obviously it's going to be a live service game. I definitely have some problems with live service games. It's like, I don't know, it's like the kind of game where it's like if you ever stop it, you feel like you miss so much. I think it's like my problem with Genshin and Honkai right now is I really want to get back into the game, but it's been like so long and I've missed so much stuff that's like the thought of having to catch up is like fun, but also like daunting at the same time. Not to mention like especially like Genshin, and I think like Honkai also probably has this problem where like they do like those special events. It's like limited time, and it's kind of annoying because sometimes in those events I think like they'll include special things or whatever, like special like story bits that's kind of important to the main story. So if you miss the event, it feels like you're missing bits of the main story, and I hate that because it's like really annoying, because then it doesn't feel like I'm playing because it's necessarily fun and that's what I want to do, but it feels like you're forcing me to play. Otherwise I'm gonna miss stuff from the game, and it's gonna be like important stuff. It's like stuff that you can just kind of easily ignore. So that's definitely like annoying. Not a huge fan of that. Since this is a closed gacha system, I wonder how that will work, because usually Genshin's banners and stuff like revolve around the characters. So I wonder if they'll have like special events for each like banner for clothing or something. I'm not really quite sure how that would work, but I really just hope that like at the very least the events aren't like super important to like the story in any way. Like you can like miss it and be like, okay, well I didn't miss too much. I do still find it annoying that you can't just like go back and complete like the events like afterwards. Like I really wish there's somewhere in Genshin, because I don't think they have this. Maybe they've added it since I've last played it, I don't know, but I don't think they do, where you can like go back and play like events that you've missed over the years. I think that'd be really nice, especially as like a new player to the game. I feel like it can be kind of overwhelming that you've missed like so much stuff. Like there's so much to do, but you've also missed so much stuff. So yeah, it also makes it kind of hard to get back into the game if I ever fell behind, because I made the mistake in Genshin of leveling up my AR too fast, and now my characters are like kind of too weak to really be able to play the world properly. But if I want to buy the items I need to like level them up, I think it's like too high of a level. I don't know. It's like the balancing is like off. It's really difficult. So I remember that's one of the reasons I put the game down, because I really didn't feel like going through that. But there's been literally like last I played it, it was like Liwe. Liyue. Like Liyue had been out for a while and they were like releasing the next area. Or like Dragonspire. Did that come out after Liyue? I think that came out after Liyue. Yeah, okay, so it was like, like those 3 regions were there, and now there's like way more regions. So I have like a buttload of stuff to catch up on. I still know like the characters and stuff because I see them like on TikTok, and artists I follow and stuff make fan art. So like, I'm still like kind of into what's going on with the game, but like the actual like details and story wise, yeah, I'm like pretty far behind. I've got so much to catch up on. I might do that. I don't know. Maybe I can try to turn those into videos somehow, like somehow art related videos have to do with that or something. I don't know. I feel like it'd be interesting. But yeah, all that's right. So like in Genshin, the game is very fantasy based and stuff, and then Honkai is also fantasy based, but like in space. And this one sounds like it's gonna be modern day superhero. But I think the character is a detective, and I think they might be a popular figure online. I don't know, because they mentioned something about like an online space. Like if you go to the Ananta website, you can go, and if you click on I forget what it's called, but if you click on one of the tabs at the top, it takes you to like what seems like their own version of Twitter for like that world or whatever, and it's pretty interesting. And then it kind of got the impression that maybe he was a popular, like I guess, influencer in this world or something, but he's also a detective with superpowers, I think. And I'm assuming it's probably something like Marvel does, where obviously not everyone has superpowers, just like the main character and a couple of other characters or whatever. I did see that like all the other characters besides him were all female, so I was like, is he just gonna have a harem? Because I'd be like a little weird, but it doesn't sound like it will be. It sounds like they'll have like a ton of other characters, like also like female and male characters. They're not only gonna have like just female characters or something. So that's fun. It sounds interesting because it sounds like just like how in Genshin nowadays, where you can like build a closer relationship with the characters that you pull in Genshin, in Ananta. It sounds like you're also gonna be able to do that in Ananta. And I wasn't sure if it was like in Genshin where you have to use the character. It didn't sound like that. It sounded more like you would like hang out with the character, like literally like in the game. And as you hang out with the character, like you unlock more stuff about them, like more of their lore, I guess. So that sounds pretty cool. I'm pretty excited for that. Don't know if it'll affect like any of the other gameplay at all, but yeah, that does sound pretty cool. I'm pretty excited for that. But anyways, I guess I'll actually talk about the artwork. I've been yapping long enough about games of this style or whatever. Let's actually talk about the artwork. So when I did this, I definitely am a bit rusty because the last 2 videos I've posted have been delayed. I'm trying not to have my Wednesday video delayed as well. In case you're wondering, it's just because my dad's moving, so I've been helping him move, and that meant that all weekend we were packing up his stuff and putting it away. And now it's like, slowed down a bit because now it's really just cleaning whatever's left in the house or something. So it's not bad. But so I was definitely like really busy over the weekend. So that's why last week's Friday's video and this Monday's video both got delayed. But hopefully Wednesday's video won't get delayed. I'm praying. I'm hoping I'll be able to get that done in time as well. But so this does mean that I haven't drawn in a couple days. So I definitely was a bit rusty, and I feel like I felt it when I was drawing. I feel like when I did the first drawing, I took screenshots of some edits on TikTok or whatever that people put together of the trailer and like the gameplay footage and stuff of the MC. So I took screenshots of like my favorite like faces and moments in it and stuff. So one of them, there was like multiple where he was just like posing with the camera, because it sounds like they have a selfie mode in the game. It actually looks pretty nice, but it had tons of expressions. So I went my favorite where he kind of looks, this is what I mean when I say the character has so much personality. Like, he's like totally just judging. He's judging like whoever it is he's supposed to be looking at in the photo, and it's so entertaining. I love it. So this one I think came out like okay, like it wasn't that bad. At first, I lifted up the book a couple of times just to like see of like visually like, am I doing this right? Because I did notice that since I look at it from a slant, like sometimes I'll like pick up the book, I'll be like, oh, that looks off. That looks like really slanted. I just did not notice. So I definitely need to fix that. But here it was like, it went okay. I've been doing some different guidelines that I'll talk about in the future, but they're pretty typical anime guidelines. I just always use different guidelines. So now I'm using these guidelines. I definitely do think that they're helping my faces more. So I think that's a good thing. His eyes were definitely interesting to put together. So was his hair. So he has like anime protagonist hair, but like the hair in the actual model is more detailed than the hair I usually make. But also I kind of want to do more detailed hair like that. But like I've said a million times before, I definitely struggle with hair. I know Blue Biscuits just posted a hair tutorial, so I definitely want to watch that video and really get started on working hair, since I still haven't really done hair studies yet. But yeah, I think overall like the first drawing actually came out fine, and I really liked that at the time. So when I started the second drawing, I really wanted to do this drawing where he was like looking at his phone and he was like judging something that he saw on his phone, and it was so funny. I loved it. It was like so good. But even though it was super good at the time, like it was a struggle because I think I got the angle of the face a little bit wrong. Like I feel like I thought that he was looking down at it, but when I look back, I don't think he's looking down at it. Like his face is still like kind of straight more or less, but his eyes are just looking down. But like I drew his head as if his head was like looking down overall. So I don't know. At the time, I thought like, I wasn't really happy with how it came out. I was struggling with the eyes and stuff. The eyes were definitely like a really big struggle. I noticed I have this thing where like I make their eyes slanted. it all the time. And it's very interesting. Something I've ever noticed I do that like a lot. And I'm like, but then when the character doesn't have slanted eyes, it's like, it's a really annoying. I mean, I guess I could just get them slanted eyes, but like, I don't know. I feel like it doesn't work like all the time. So I definitely need to work on like making my eyes, you know, like normal, like not super slanted. So I definitely had to redo his eyes a couple times in this drawing. And then after that, the biggest struggle was definitely the hand. I think for some reason I kept trying to draw the hand as if the finger was like sideways, but then I stopped and I was like, wait a minute, that literally makes no sense. Like you're not gonna hold your phone and have your fingers sideways like that. That's not what would happen. So I fixed it. I made it, you know, straight on or whatever. And I fixed like the length of the finger. I think the finger was like a little bit too long. So I did that, and then I think the finger didn't come out too bad or whatever. Like, you know, like it came out fine. It could come out better, but like, it came out fine overall. So even though at the time when I finished drawing it, I wasn't a huge fan, now that I've had like a couple hours since I've looked at it, I also think it looks fine. And actually, I think I might like it more than I like the first drawing I did. So I definitely think, you know, sometimes if you think you hate a drawing, just, you know, give it time. Maybe just like, you know, come back after like an hour and be like, oh, okay, like you realize it's probably not actually that bad. But then the last drawing I did was of the golf swing. That was also from obviously the gameplay trailer, and I thought it was kind of funny. I definitely I didn't get the pose perfectly correctly, because technically his arm should have been blocking like a little bit part of his face or whatever, but you know, it was good enough. I definitely think the head looks a little weird and like the angle of the head, I don't know. I feel like this pose was definitely a bit rough to do, especially his hand. So one hand it wasn't closed in the reference photo, so I wonder if maybe I should just close it anyways, but I left it open like the reference photo. And then behind the main hand, there's his other hand holding onto it, but I don't think I really made sure that the anatomy makes sense, so I don't think his jacket really, like his arm really lines up with where his other hand is. But I don't know, I guess it came out good enough, you know. It's like afterwards, like after a little break, I'm like, okay, like I'm still like a huge fan of it, but like I don't think it's as bad as I originally thought it was. So I'll take that. It's kind of funny because I think I've had the same experience with this page as I did when I drew my albedo page, when I did the drawing, where like I liked the way the first one came out, and then the second one was like, but then I liked it, and the third one was just a circle all around it. So I think it's really interesting. Maybe that's just a sign. Maybe that's just a sign that's like, oh, I can do the first drawing fine, and then it's like, but then it's okay, and then by the time I do the third drawing, it just like does not work. I don't know what has to do with that, but I think for those of you that have been here for a while, that have watched my other videos, then you'll know that I used to do mainly a lot of digital art, and I hadn't done a lot of traditional art in a while. So that's why part of the reason why I started the YouTube channel was because I wanted to push myself to draw my sketchbook, and I was like, well, if I'm posting regular art videos and I do them in my sketchbook, it'll push me to fill up sketchbooks. So I was like, this is perfect, and it has worked very well. But this did make me realize doing this like challenge with myself is that I don't realize how many like small mistakes I make in my drawing that I fix digitally. So like I think I definitely use digital drawing as like a pretty big crutch for like a lot of things that I just never noticed. Like all these small tweaks with like the eyes, the face shape, like the face angle a little bit. I never realized how much of that like I would adjust or tweak digitally to fix it easier. And now it's like, oh, I don't like that. So I think I definitely want to fix that. I want to be able to not have as many of these small mistakes anymore. And obviously in order to do that, I just have to do like a ton of studies. I've thought about doing a lot of study challenges, like, oh, I draw 100 eyes, I draw 100 faces, I draw 100 hands, you know, challenges like that. I definitely want to make that into a series or something. I definitely want to study expressions, because I don't think I captured his expressions like perfectly in each one. Especially the one where he looks at his phone. I don't know, there's something about like that one where it's like, I feel like the expression is close, but it's not quite there. So that's pretty annoying. So I think I also want to do some stuff where I just practice drawing expressions, and as well as drawing the facial anatomy features and stuff. I think I want to do a bunch of practice drawing face. The problem with the face is that there's so much going on in the face. So I'm like, how do I break it down? Like, what do I do first? I'm thinking, I don't know. I guess technically doing being able to draw the face from a ton of angles is probably the easiest thing to do first, I guess. And then I guess from there, then it's like maybe the facial features, and then the hair. I feel like the hair would be last, because I feel like the hair is so complicated. And you know, you can draw a face without hair. They'll just be bald. But yeah, I don't know. If that sounds interesting, let me know. I definitely think I want to make that into a series, like a bunch of these challenges or whatever. I don't know, like if they'd come out on like a pre-planned schedule or something, but you know, I'll look into it. And especially if you guys are interested, I'll prioritize it a little bit more than I am right now, because I've just been avoiding it. But it definitely wouldn't be until after October, because I'm doing Inktober. I'm not doing Inktober on top of these challenges on top of Inktober. That'd just be like way too much. But like after that, you know, if you're interested, let me know, and I can definitely start planning out to start releasing episodes in that series in probably November, December. But anyways, okay, that's it for the video. I yapped for a really long time. This video was unscripted. If you liked this style of video, let me know, and maybe I'll do more unscripted videos in the future. I do usually script my videos, but the last couple times I've tried unscripting videos, and this is, I think, one of the more first times I've tried unscripting a very long video, because I do also want to make like longer videos, because I know that like I like to put up videos like this to like draw along with, but like 10 minutes could be kind of short as like a draw along with. So I wanted to try and make a longer video. I'm not quite sure how long this is going to be after I edit the voiceover, but probably maybe 20 minutes. I'm hoping it could be at least 20 minutes. That'd be pretty nice. But yeah, I think the next video will be basically a similar style, but for Flynn from Genshin, because like I said, even though I haven't played Genshin in a while, I am still keeping up with like the character releases and all that stuff, and I definitely really like Flynn. He looks super cool and he looks tired all the time, and I love it. So I definitely want to do a page for him, because I guess he gets released when the new banner comes out, which I think comes out on October 1st, maybe? I'm not sure if it comes out sooner, but it would make sense for it to come out on October 1st, since that's Halloween. But yeah, if you also like Genshin and stuff, then make sure to subscribe for that. That'll be Wednesday's video. Usually on Fridays, I post art style videos. Because I've been really busy and because it's Inktober, I might do the art style videos bi-weekly instead, just until, you know, Inktober's over and maybe I can like catch up in like other parts of my life and stuff. But yeah, the next art style video will be up to Meka. I also already have videos up for GBHK, Blue Biscuits, Trickywagon, and Kuroshiro, in case you're interested in any of those. But if any of that sounds interesting, I also like to post character design videos. I feel like I haven't done one in a hot minute, but my Inktober videos will all be related to character design. Once a week on Wednesdays, I'll be posting an Inktober related video for like the drawings I made that week, and each prompt in October I'm turning into a character. So if you like character design, make sure to subscribe for that, because it's going to be a weekly series. I also just like design characters. I want to do more fan art, hence, you know, this video, and then hence Wednesday's video and stuff, and I do art style studies. And yeah, okay, well I think that's it. So if any of that sounds interesting, make sure to subscribe, make sure to like the video if you liked it, make sure to comment down. I don't know, what should you comment? I was gonna say comment your favorite character in Ananta, but the game isn't out. So comment your favorite character comment your favorite this style of game. I don't really know what you call a style game, but like, you know, Genshin, Honkai, Zenless Zone Zero, Wuthering Waves. Like comment which one your favorite is and like who your favorite character is. Yeah, if you happen to play any games. If you don't, then comment whatever it is that you'd feel like commenting. And yeah, okay, bye bye.